whenever they pull the guys off the ice and they're yelling back and forth at each other, like tonight, Lemieux and Kachuk, I was like, oh, let me read his lips. What's he saying? Maybe he's saying happy birthday, Brendan Lemieux. But then I read his lips. Wasn't happy birthday. He definitely said, suck my dick. What's up, guys? I'm trying something new where I do my videos directly after the game because in theory, I will be way more dialed in. I will be just like ready to go. Except for tonight, because tonight's game was brutal. I knew coming in that it was going to be a very hard game. Calgary is a great team. They are in second place overall, and they are first in the Western Conference. They are a great team, and they play really well together. Every line plays great. It's very fluid, and given the opportunity, they will destroy you. And that is what happened tonight. We got destroyed by a bunch of guys who looked like they were in Ronald McDonald costumes. Those jerseys are brutal. But yeah, no, they killed us. And this makes it 9 out of 10 losses since the trade deadline. And you look at that and you think, okay, how much of this can we blame on the players? We have very few veteran players. And we falsely identify guys who've been on the team for a year or two as veteran players. The big picture is most of the guys on this team are truly there just to fight for a position. You know, they're there trying to prove that they deserve to be there, let alone be there and actually take charge and get things going and get things in motion. So we have a bunch of guys who are essentially having a tryout. And then a few guys who are in their second year or so who've just been inconsistent. And to throw the leadership role on them, it's not going to work. There's no way that a player who is spending majority of the season either doing nothing, and I'm talking about Shea and VC. I'll say it. Shea, VC, a lot of these guys, Howden, all of these guys. Yeah, you've been there for a minute. Even Pionk, you've been there for a minute. But the inconsistency is there. And a few of these players have been healthy scratched. How are they going to then suddenly, just because the trade deadline came and passed and these slots came open, just flip a switch and do better? No. I think if they wanted to do better and they were able to do that, they would have done that way earlier so that they didn't have to sit on the bench. But I don't want to rant anymore about that. At some point, you have to stop blaming the players. Except for you, Mark Stalks, you friggin' blew it tonight. Time to hang him up, I think. But you cannot just lay it on them. You also can't really lay it on the coach. He's doing the best with what he has. And I gotta say, I really do have a lot of respect, and I am pretty happy with Coach Quinn thus far. I love this game. I love this sport. How can you not love it? So, despite how frustrating I am and despite my little rant, I will always be a Rangers fan, and I do hope that things can look better. So we're going to dive into the game, and I'll probably get pretty pissed off again. But the good news is there's always another game. And if there isn't, there's always another season. So let's talk about this friggin' loss, huh? We played Calgary. Calgary is a great team. They are ranked second overall. They're first in the Western Conference, and we lose 5-1. But the Tampa Bay Lightning are a great team, and they're ranked first overall. And we played great against them. We took it to overtimes. We have lost 9 games out of the last 10 games. 10 games have been played since the trade deadline, when we got rid of Hayes and Zuccarello. Now, yes, we do have opportunities for trade picks after getting rid of them, but I think the trade value was overestimated. I don't think that it was taken into consideration how much of a team leader and how much the team actually needed somebody like that. So the game tonight, just to give a little bit of a, I don't know, fact or truth to what I'm saying, support what I'm saying. We lose 5-1. Everything was pretty evenly matched across the board throughout the game, though. So this is why I'm that's why I'm mad, boys and girls. I don't know why I say boys. Whatever. We were outshot. They had 32. We had 25. That's not a big difference. That is not a big difference. We just got rinsed. It was this whole game was a disaster. So it's frustrating. You look at the numbers. So after the first period, it's tied 1-1. It's tied. And they doubled our shots on goal. We had 6, they had 13. And it was tied, 1-1. But then everything just fell apart. Second period and third period. We outshot them 9 shots to 5 in the second, but somehow they still scored 2. And then they come around and score 2 more in the third. And majority of the shots that were taken and the goals that were scored were right in front of the goal, which means that the defense is not doing their job. And when I say the defense, Mark Stahl was responsible for a few of those. And that's not acceptable. For a player like Stahl to be falling apart in front of the net, that is going to make the rest of the team fall apart, because refer to what I said earlier, these guys are new. They don't know what's going on, and a player like Stahl should be more consistent. So, other than that, I mean, we had 3 power play kills, but we also blew 3 chances on a power play. There's a lot that needs to be fixed. There's a lot that needs to be done for this team, and hopefully we will be able to move forward, and this rebuilding can still take place, even though it seems that we don't have much of a foundation to build on. Again, really glad we got Lemieux. Guy's a great player, and definitely has proven himself to be worth much more than a lot of people thought. But everybody else needs to step up, and that's not just guys in a jersey. That is coaching staff and managers, because this team could be great, and this team should be great. It just seems like we're throwing away all of the important parts and taking on false hope with a couple of players. You know, we'll get there. We'll get there. We do have another game, and that's the best part about hockey. There's always another game. There's always another season. So next game in Minnesota, we play the Wild. The Wild is pretty good. And if we play like we did tonight, we will not win. So we will see if any adjustments are made. But of course, if anybody wants any more information, there is much more detailed stats. Just everything. I even getting into prospects. We got a few prospects from Penn State. Shout out to my university. Penn State is the best. Those guys will put the team together. Oh yeah, we are. That's all available at www.theglovedrop.com, YouTube, Instagram, @theglovedrop, and I hope you guys like what I've done so far. Subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your friend's mom. And any comments, if you have any suggestions or anything, just throw it in there. I'm sorry, I'm shot, but whew, being a hockey fan is exhausting. So I will see you guys after the next game, and until then, as always, let's go Rangers. Good night, everybody.